All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another round of coffee and questions. It's a little bit more than morning here, but today's the day I decided I'm going to take that clamp out and we're going to go ahead and we're going to hook it all up and we're going to see if it works and does it matter. So, like I say, always, we're not going to do any long intros. Let's just switch right to it. I'm going to take you out to my garage right now, set up a different camera. Let's do it, and we'll come back later on to this screen and these pictures, and I'll do some questions and answers with you before we wrap it. And I'll give you some tips on how to make your welding better. Here we go. Okay, we're in the shop. Here we go. Okay, this is the clamp that I got, and it was in the first video that I got out at Harbor Freight. And I got a couple pieces of scrap steel here. Do a little demo without any changes using the old clamp. Right here, battery style, kind of a clamp. Nothing thrilling. It's what comes on most all of them nowadays. And then we'll switch it over and we'll do another demo. But okay, two pieces of steel. I didn't weld prep them. I'm going to use Lincoln Super Arc. It's for dirty, funky material. It's a high quality wire. When I can't weld prep something, it's generally what I use, and I'm using gas. So let me get it together here, and I'll show you a little welding with the old clamp on it. All right, here we go. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to do that, but I did it. No gloves, no sleeves. This is just a simple demo. Otherwise, I would be wearing them. It's good for protection all the way around, but this isn't anything that I'm going to be welding for any length of time. It's just short spurts, just to do a demo. The edge is clean. It's where I cut it. But it jumped all over. I was having problems with it. And yeah, I could tweak my settings on my Miller 211, but not really the purpose here. I just wanted to give you a little demo, and there's the weld. Nothing really to talk about at all. You had trouble controlling it. It doesn't look good. It looks like crap, but well, it is what it is. So, all right, there's the edge. Yep. No, it sucks. I admit it. All right, here's that old clamp, and you can see where not all the wires are even in there, and they're not even grounding. So only some of the wires are being grounded, so I'm not even using the full ability of the wire. All right, now we need to get this off of here, obviously, but we'll take a close look first. You see, after the years of use, or just roughhousing it, it's kind of starting to come apart, but lazy, or I forget, and well, today we're not going to do that. We're going to fix it the correct way. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, use lineman cutters, cut it off nice and clean. And I'm going to kind of get a rough idea. I don't want it sticking out. I want it inside that housing. It's got a little U-shaped turned upside down clamp in there. When the nut comes down, it smashes it, secures the heck out of it inside. So, but use my thumb just as kind of a gauge on where I want to cut it, and that looks pretty good. Okay, next step. I'm going to use just a utility knife, and I'm going to cut the shield just gently all the way around it to where I can barely feel it hitting the wire. Cut it lengthwise. Use my wire nippers. Take this shield off of there, twist the end real good. There we go. And the other thing you can do is you can add a little solder to this and make a plug. I thought about doing that. I didn't want to get everything out. I'm not going to roughhouse it that much, so it'll be good with maybe just a little electrician grease and stick it in there. Your choice. I mean, it would, nice little tip, I mean, to add some solder and make it into a plug. Like I said, I'm not going to do it that way for the video. It's going to work fine. Here's the ferrule. I'm not fond of it. I have to think about that for a minute. But let's move along. We'll play with it here. Thomas and Bates ties. This is probably the way that I'm going to go. You can buy these off Amazon. They're not cheap. They're fantastic ties. Got a little tiny metal clip in them if you take a good look right there. They're made out of super thick kind of plastic material, much thicker than the regular zip ties you get out at Harbor Freight. You could use those too. I'm not telling you to go buy these. I'll leave the link below, but I have them. I use them for special projects when I flip trailers. I never have to worry about them rotting and falling off. So I'm going to probably use these. Or you got your choice. You can use hose clamp too, which is probably a better way to go. I just don't have the correct size, and the zip ties will do fine. I mean, I'm a weekend kind of a warrior DIY guy. I'm not out, on job sites really, going to town with this thing, or it probably would be a better way to go. Okay. There's the wire in there. There we go, just like that. And, that ferrule. I'll go around it with something. I'll probably get rid of the ferrule. All right, so let's tighten this down here, just like this. There we go. Crescent wrench. I'd have been better off with a box end wrench, but this was sitting on the workbench, and while I was being lazy, and I figured this is going to be good enough for tightening this hex head down. And there we go. And man, it holds it strong. Let me tell you, it does. I mean, I tugged on it, played around with it. All right, so we got it in there good and secure. But we want to take that stress off of the tugging on that wire, and the way you do that is I'm going to replace this ferrule. You can take it off with your fingers. It's kind of a flimsy little piece of a ferrule, really. It's just this easy, just like this, and you just bend it with your fingers. But yeah, I'm not going to use it. But that's how it would go. You could use it probably and get away with it, like I said. But I've got stuff laying around the shop. Here's a hose clamp. Thought about using this. It's the only one I really had, but it was kind of damaged, and I thought, let me try it. If I can get it to, reconnect and work, I will. Long story short, I couldn't. So I'll cut this part of it out, and we'll get right over to, using the zip ties from Thomas & Bates. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put on one of these Thomas & Bates zip ties. The other thing is when you trim these afterwards, make sure you snip on the corners, because these things can still cut you. So just a little tip, just be careful. But these are going to work fine. There we go. Yeah, all right, here we go. I'm going to slip this thing in, bring it around, bring it through, and pull. And let's see, there we go. And there we go. Zip, zip, zip. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. I can tell. It's on there tighter than heck. All right. Let's see. And I got the nut tightened now. All right, and this is on there tight, real tight. It's not going anywhere, like I said. All right, let's cut it. And I'm not showing it to you here, but I did nip the corners off, and then I try to bend it downward away from where your hands might come in contact. Just added precaution, that's all. Takes seconds. All right, there it is. Now, this table, this is a welding table, what I use for a welding table. Clean this off, 4.5-inch angle grinder. Make a nice, shiny, smooth surface. Grounding clamp. I mean, it'll work much better if you do that one little thing. Now, here's the other thing about the grounding clamp. Most people will put it on like this. And now if you think about it, the grounding is going through the bottom of the table or a thick piece of steel traveling up. Put it from the top down. That's another little tip that'll help you. You'll get much better ground. Just like that. Wires on top, going down. And then clamp it there. That right there is like a little helping tip. I mean, really, it will help you. Try it. You'll see what I mean. Surface clean, grounding clamp, wire top from the ground down. Or you can attach it, which is even better, to your project, just like that. I do that when I can. It's a better way to ground. I mean, if you can do it. If not, put it on the table, but you could also put it up here like this. Okay, and it holds the work nice and secure. Now, the other thing you can do, here's a clamp, C-clamp, cheap one. I get them out at Harbor Freight when they're on sale. If I have to screw them up, I don't worry about it. I use my really good ones, and then use your grounding clamp and clamp it to the C-clamp. You can do that on projects. Another little tip, right? And so those are a few things that you can do. I mean, along with weld prepping, of course, and other things, and keep the tip of your MIG gun clean. and a nice grounding clamp, just like the one we put on. It all helps. And then here you go. You just put it up here, and I weld, and I just leave it here on my table like this until I'm done, and then I wrap everything up and put it away when I'm done, because I got to shut off my gas, release the gas out of the line, do all the maintenance stuff when I shut it down too. But it's fun. It's more fun when everything's working correctly. Get comfortable. There's another tip. You want to be comfortable when you're welding, as comfortable as you can be. I'm sitting down right now, but if you were standing up, you could put one hand over the other like I just showed you, just like this. Whatever's comfortable for you. Somebody says, oh, don't do it that way, it's awkward. No, do it how it's comfortable for you. All right, let's try it now with the new clamp. Let's see what happens. Same piece of metal, same setup, no changes in anything. And I know you're not supposed to do that. I did it anyway. And I'm getting a much better weld. I can feel the difference actually when I'm welding. It's incredible, the difference. Is it hugely different? I wouldn't say hugely, but it's damn well different. Look at this. I just made this nice smooth weld. There wasn't any jerking. The wire, was coming out nice and smoothly. And the weld looks much, much better. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, I'm liking this clamp. I give it a 2 thumbs up that I like it that much. And I went right along the edge. So, yeah, I don't know. I would tell you it's a good thing to have. Okay, I'm reading through the questions on the forum. I've answered almost all of your questions really in the first video, if not in this one. The only other thing I'll tell you, I'll just throw in as a plug. I sell horseshoes and I sell railroad ties. Sometimes people don't want to buy 50 and 100 at a time. And I've got to deal with a local farrier. So, if you need anything like that, you just drop it in the comment below. I'll give you my email address. You can send it to me. I can invoice you off PayPal or whatever. Some people don't want to buy, like I said, large quantities of stuff for projects, or they want me to do a certain amount of it for them and then ship it to them. Either way. Okay, I'm the Home Handyman. I hope you click subscribe. Drop me a comment below. Hit the notification bell, do all those wonderful things for me, and I'll keep doing the videos if you enjoy them. Got any other ideas or something you want to hear more about? Drop me a little comment. All right, folks, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.